Good Thursday morning. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to the Virginia Wedding and Event Showcase. We're live in Charlottesville, the Commonwealth, the country, and the world on the I Love CVille network. We're presented by Keswick Vineyards and the fabulous team behind Barb Wired. Judah Wickhauer is our director. Why don't we go to the studio camera where we have two beautiful ladies, and we're very conscious of COVID and PPE as we wear our mask here at I Love CVille. We will welcome Barbara shortly, but before we do, our guest first. Iris Luck is in the house.
Hey.
Yay! How are you?
I am great, Jerry. Thanks for having me here today. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure. We see you interacting with the show all the time. Barbara speaks so highly of you. A seasoned veteran in the space.
Oh, boy.
You know weddings and events inside and out.
I know a few things. I've learned a few things through the years, thanks to Barb and my mom and other people.
There you go. And Barbara Lundgren, guys, the star of our show. Good morning, Barbara.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm so excited to have my BFF here.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Now, before I get the stories from Iris, how about from you? Okay, give us an indication of this team and what these ladies mean to you.
So I started my business in 2000. It was a bit of a slow start with a few other part-time jobs here and there. Iris and I officially met in 2008, and she said, hey, I'd like to maybe help you with some weddings. And so we started on her first wedding in January of 2009 with one of our good friends from 20 South, Pierce McCleskey, who her first wedding was with Pierce McCleskey, and who is a good buddy of mine, his wedding. And then we just rolled from there. We just kept rolling from there and built it. She helped me really build up the business from there as we moved away from the 9/11 days. And we've been in partnership. She's been a great consultant to me, and like I said, a business partner, colleague. And at one time, when I was at Keswick Vineyards as their full-time manager, event manager, she took over Barb Wired for me. So we've been through a lot.
We have, yes.
So you go.
And we're still great friends.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you. Barb put a lot of trust in me, and hope and faith. I had been involved in events for several years, actually. Even I did weddings actually long before Barbara did, but I wanted to really learn it from a different angle. So Barbara had an established business. I volunteered my services, and it just worked. And we have become not just colleagues. The icing on the cake is that we also became great friends.
I love it. Iris, how about this question? You have seen the industry boom.
Yes,
I mean, firsthand,
I have.
You've been on the front lines of the emergence of an industry that is of critical importance to Charlottesville
Absolutely.
and Central Virginia. How about some early stage stories of with this industry just starting out? Because it wasn't always the wedding capital of the East Coast.
No, it wasn't. It was just, we've always done weddings at various venues throughout the years, but it's expanded. We don't, for example, we don't do as many weddings at the chapel as we used to, because wineries are the place to be. So we've done at almost every winery I can think of in the area, most of them, and it's just kind of grown from there. And we go here, there, and everywhere. I mean, Barb's even done a wedding, I think, on the Eastern Shore. Is that right?
We did.
I
We spent
wasn't
a weekend
there,
on the
but
Eastern Shore. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Barbara, the forming of a team right as the industry is kind of emerging and starting. How about how you formed and how you guys came together and how as you grew as businesswomen?
Well, Iris and I were pretty hot and heavy at it when I started getting inquiries from students and people just interested in working with us. So over the years, we've developed the internship program, and which is now fully developed. Iris and I have actually gone to some schools and spoken. We went to Virginia Tech twice to speak to their hospitality program, and we picked up some wonderful students there and who came to work with us. And then over the years, we the name got out there, and some of the professors started sending their students to us. So this is now our training program. So whether you have had experience or not, if you want to come work with us, you go through the internship program or shadowing program, we might call it, and that's how you're trained, how we do it. And depending on how you grow, you're eventually paid. You're not paid right at first, but then if you're growing into leadership, then the pay scale grows. Yeah, and we've had a great time with it. You're going to meet two of our best that have come through the program.
And we'll get them on the line here shortly. You let me know who you want to get first. Are we going to reach out to Vicki first?
I think we're going to Lauren first.
Okay, we'll go Lauren first. And Lauren, we'll reach out to you here shortly. I got a question for you, just out of curiosity, Iris. When you started seeing the shift to more venue weddings, what was going through your mind? What was going through the marketplace? I mean, did you see a lot of entrepreneurs respond to create these venues to kind of meet the demand? I'm just curious because I love to learn the history.
Sure, absolutely. My goodness. Of course, the wineries. And then because we became so popular, I mean, we're in the top 3 in the East Coast, Charlottesville, as far as wedding, destination weddings. So then, there's a lot of farms in our area and estates. And people
cideries and
cideries, and people just started saying, this wedding thing is not going away. It's expanding. It's growing. Basically, you can make a lot of money in a weekend
Right.
when you get right down to it. So families, individuals started investigating. Barb started another business as a result of that, CVille, as a result of that, because people wanted to know if their home, their estate, their farm would work as a wedding venue.
You never really told me about CVille.
That's where we will go on another day. Maybe next week.
I would love to. How about a snapshot real quick? Because I'm very curious.
I started hearing from people who said, come talk to me and can I do weddings here? So I turned it into an hourly fee.
Of course you should. You're a consultant.
It was, right.
Yes.
I became a venue
expert.
consultant.
Right.
And now I have a package where I can do any number of things, a new startup, consulting. If you have been doing it for a while, maybe we revamp the program. And then it's also a matchmaking piece for the couples or anyone looking for a venue.
And it very much complements your other business where you're a wedding planner. You're vertically integrating these businesses.
Exactly.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
It is brilliant.
If you don't have your venue yet, I pare down that search time for you because they don't know what they're looking for. I have had people come to me at a venue and wasting my time, wasting their time because it's not a good fit. So let's talk about what you're looking for and let's save you some time and energy and just pare down that time.
I love it, Barbara Lundgren. I love it, Barbara Lundgren. That's the kind of stuff that gets me goosebumps. I'm going to reach out to Lauren.
Okay.
We'll get her on the line.
Okay. No. I have one more. Some great kudos on Iris. So let's not leave Iris for a moment. When it comes to stories, she was going to share a story on a challenging wedding we had on no water.
Yes.
So yeah, we have all kinds of. We can tell stories all day long.
A wedding with no water.
Basically, and I don't remember the year, but there have been summers when we've had droughts in Charlottesville. I'm sure you remember this, Jerry. So, beautiful home. They've been planning this for months and months and months. They decided to drain the pool a few days before the wedding.
To make it pretty. Watering the shrubs.
Yes, it was stunning. It's a wonderful location. I'm not naming any names. But the day of the wedding, all of a sudden, we're there. The caterers are there. Vendors are there. Things are set up. Beautiful tents. They had 2 tents in their backyard. And then all of a sudden, no water on the property. no running water. So you know what that means.
What?
That means no bathrooms,
No showers.
no showers. The bride and her dad went to the neighbors for showers, but the caterer was the rock star. I fell in love with Eric Stamer Catering in Stanton as a result, because not every caterer could handle that type of pressure when there's no water on the property.
Thankfully, we had porta johns for the
We did have
guests.
porta john, but that means you don't have water to cook, you don't have water to serve, so they had to go off-site to buy bottles and bottles of water to bring it back. The guests would have never known.
Yeah,
It was interesting. We kept smiling. We didn't panic. You can't panic. You have to maintain your composure no matter what happens. And if you maintain your composure, you help the guest and the client stay calm.
Everyone
worked.
had a great time.
We did.
Everyone
It
had
was
a
a
great
great
time.
evening. It
Yep,
turned out to be
middle
great.
of the summer. And this was in the day when we might do 2 weddings in a weekend. So I was at another wedding,
Yes.
and Iris just made it flow.
You got some
Right.
friends watching.
Aha!
There we go.
Claire Francis is giving you guys
Claire,
some
yep.
props.
Hey, hey.
Ray Cadell says Barb and Iris are my absolute favorites.
Thanks, Ray.
Steven at MS Events says,
Hi,
Barb, you're
Steven.
cheating on me. I thought I was your BFF, not Iris. What the hell, Barb?
Oh, Steve.
That's from Steven at MS Events. I thought you guys would like that.
That's good.
Carla Conaway, welcome to the broadcast. Keswick Vineyards, hello. Welcome to the broadcast. Multiple venues watching the show as we speak. I love you guys. I love the energy. Would you like to welcome?
Yes, we're ready for Lauren. I just
What-
had to get that one
Oh,
story.
sure.
We can go stories for days.
yeah.
so.
What do you call you guys? The barbed wire guy? What do you call you guys? The barbed wire ladies?
Team.
Barbed
I don't
wire
know.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
team. Yeah.
I like it.
The team.
Every now and again, we have a guy join us. We've had some guy interns
Every
come
now
through.
and then.
Welcoming to the
Yes.
guy intern?
Of course we are.
And Andre, your husband, joins us from
He
time to time.
yeah, he
He's
helps
awesome.
park sometimes. Yeah.
And he should be a guest on your show sometime,
I
on
would
your
love to.
show.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll set that up too.
Let's do that.
He's an
I'm
awesome
getting,
dude.
I'm getting voluntold over here. I like it. I mean, this is when Barbara Lundgren says this is what I do. Yes, ma'am.
Good for you, Jerry.
Yes, ma'am. All right. He's on the show, Barbara. Okay, he's on
Sorry,
the show.
Andre.
All right, we're going to reach out to Lauren Scully. Give us
Oh, gosh.
a snapshot of who Lauren is as we get her on the line.
Lauren
boy.
came in to meet us in 2012. She was at JMU at the time. And hi, Lauren.
Hi,
Good morning,
beautiful girl.
beautiful. She was at JMU and wasn't sure what direction she wanted to go. You can correct me at any time. She's nodding. Okay. And
Right.
she said, I'd like to work with you. And we were at Keswick at the time. She came to a wedding just straight on and worked with us that day. And I looked at Iris at that wedding and I went, this gal isn't going to work out. She was, she had another direction at JMU at the time. And so this was totally new to her. So in your defense, this was totally new to you. But, her mother actually got us connected. One of the local photographers got us connected. And she has blossomed since that time.
Absolutely.
And one of our greatest and best over the years. And like a daughter to me. And she is awesome with decor. She's been one of our designers. And right now she's getting ready she has since graduated from George Mason and in hospitality
Nice.
and about to go to grad school. We hope.
I
We're
love
working
it.
on that. Yeah. Okay, so did I say too much? Go ahead.
No, you didn't. At
Okay,
all.
you tell us some more.
Yeah, Laura, what are your passions? What are your hobbies? What are your interests?
Oh gosh, it's jumped from one end to the other, kind of like what Barb said. So at JMU, I was interested in occupational therapy, and then I was just like, I have no idea what I want to do. I really like the event planning and just like the process, the organization of it. Now with grad school going in a whole different direction, I'm looking into business analytics, which is a complete different side of working with like companies to understand, their market flow and using data to drive. So that's my outside of work. I work at McIntyre School of Commerce right now, and so that's kind of where I'm focused right now. But outside of that, I mean, hiking, love being outside. COVID has kind of put a damper on things, unfortunately, with being social and being able to go to live concerts and musics. But yeah, and then just continuing with Barb because I love her and she really is my mentor. So.
I love you.
She's great.
What has been your favorite part of what we do? Can you tell us, expand on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think my favorite part is the process of creating an event. You have such a great strategy behind putting together a big picture, taking small elements and being able to pull it together. So I think the strategy behind it, and then on top of it, the communications with vendors and your bride. I mean, of course, I love decor, and that's the fun part. I feel like I don't really have to think about that as much when I'm just kind of throwing flowers together. But I think my favorite part is just understanding the process behind bringing together hundreds, 50 to 100 some people, and just like creating that big picture. And it is jammed into like 10 hours in one day, so it's pretty incredible months and months of work and how it comes together. And it's always, I always think it's beautiful. So
thank you for allowing me to be your mentor, and I know you have passed it on in the continuing internship program. How we structure our teams is that we will have a director who might be me or Iris and now Vicki or Lauren, Hannah, we have more. And then we have a second director. So every wedding gets 2 seasoned directors. So you're in really good hands. With the second director, that intern is with that person. So if you are the second director, she's the one mentoring and they are shadowing with her and being trained. So we're on radios all the time. So we're all spread out. Mm-hmm. We're assigned to different areas. And with the radios, we might not give the intern a radio, but she is with, say, Lauren, and he or she is with Lauren. And they are told, if you have a general question like, where's the restroom, that's okay. But if you don't know the answer, don't answer. Come to one of us if you're alone, because your name tag, you look pretty official. But how have you experienced that in training?
As an intern or as the second director?
As a second director, as a mentor and training.
Sure. So the second director is relatively new. How many years do you think that is now? Like 2? Mm-hmm. Maybe we've had like a second director. As a second director, it's so different seeing that side of things because I know what it is to be an intern as well, and you're just kind of thrown into the deep end, and you're the point and shoot person, and a lot of times you're down to the granular level of being told exactly what to do. And it also really depends on who the director is. You're the overall person and you have like a strategic plan for every wedding. But then, Iris has a little bit of a different kind of flow just with her demeanor. Mm-hmm. So as the second director, I've really enjoyed being able to mentor individuals just because I know what it's like to be an intern a long time ago. And so I understand, kind of their mindset of I need to be pretty specific on what exactly I'm asking for. And so I've really enjoyed just being a mentor to younger individuals and trying not to be too hard on them because they are really being thrown into the deep end. We do have a specific process on how we like things to flow or to look. So I think it's more of just kind of telling them exactly what to do, and letting them try it out. If we're in a rush, then I might be really specific on exactly how it needs to be done. But if we have a little bit of time, I like to give the intern a try it, and then I can come over and say, yeah, that looks really good, but I actually really suggest doing this way, because when guests walk in, they're not going to see it, or something like that.
What do you think is a little known fact about Barb Wired, about what we do?
Gosh.
And if I put you on the spot, you can think about it.
No, it's fine. What I really enjoy about Barb Wired is that we have so much, you have so much experience that, you are going to have a reason behind every decision and every suggestion to your bride. And I think that communication is just so open and honest with your clients, that I think that's what's a little known fact, is just the process of how you work with your client is different. You're going to be honest with them. You're going to say, this might not work because, I don't know, the weather or something like that. And I think that is really valuable, because I do think that from experience from other industries, that a lot of event planners or consultants, want to just please their client, and they're going to get it done, but it doesn't always work out in the end. And I think what's really nice about Barb Wired is that we have so much experience that we're able to say this is or is not going to work.
Do you have some questions?
I do.
Okay,
I do.
great.
So, Lauren, let me throw this question to you. You got the business mind, and you got the skill set on the front lines, planning and making weddings happen. Where do you think we're going to go moving forward with this industry here? I'm sure you've given it some thought. We're kind of in this like purgatory time right now because of COVID. What do you think, Lauren? Yeah, we can hear you. You're frozen a little bit. You'll come back here in a second. But we'll put your picture on screen. Where do you think where we're going? Oh, we're lost.
Oh, did we lose her?
Frozen a little bit here. Jude, I'm going to see if I can get her back on the line. We've got a frozen connection from her. I really want to hear her answer on that question.
Yeah,
Why don't we get Iris on the line, Judah, here, and get her to answer that question. What do you think of where we're going to go? I'm going to throw that to you.
Sure. Well, Jerry, people will always get married. They will always want to get married. We may have to change our perspective. And right now, of course, we have to be safe. People have to do physical distancing. People have to wear masks at times. And I know people hate it. I know that they do. But we're making adjustments. We'll learn as we go. One of the things about Barb Wired and other vendors, we learn to be flexible. So we flex. We're not there to add stress. We're there to help guide people through. So we're going to guide people through. And as the industry changes, we'll change. We'll adapt. We'll help to keep people safe. And we'll keep making people happy. We're in the business to make people happy. Okay. That's a good answer right there from Iris. Let's get Lauren on that same question. We have her back on the line, Judah. Where do you think we're going to go, Lauren?
I think that's a great question. Unfortunately, I didn't get to hear all of Iris's answer, so I apologize if I re-mimic what she said. But honestly, I think this has been a question in the last 3 years. I don't think this is just recently with the pandemic. I think that people are wanting things to be done really quick. I think that my generation, things are starting to get smaller, so I could see the wedding industry becoming smaller, as in how many guests you include, how big of a deal it is. Buying a dress, unfortunately, that a seamstress didn't make. I've seen that happen a lot. But I think at the moment, in the next couple of years, they are going to have to be a lot smaller with COVID. I don't think this is going to go away anytime soon. But again, like Iris said, we will adapt. We're here to serve our client. I think the wedding industry isn't really going to go anywhere. I mean, this is a tradition that's been around for hundreds of years. So I'm not worried about this industry dying out. I think it's just going to change a bit. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it goes.
Would you like to share one of your favorite memories or a crazy memory? No names. We don't share names.
Well, it's so funny because when we were talking the other day, it's easy to come up with a crazy memory because it just sticks out of your mind. And I mean, definitely the great memories outweigh the bad or crazy moments. So I'm going to go with one of the best moments. I had so many. This one. Am I allowed to name the venue?
Yes, absolutely.
So it was at Veritas. I love Veritas. I think that their staff just does such an incredible job, and they have their in-house catering, and they rock it. But I will say that there was one wedding, and I think it was Dia de los Muertos. I think that was the theme behind it. And the couple was just really chill and rock and roll, and they just had like a great, concept behind what they wanted their reception to look like, and they were just so much fun. They had like this skull of them both,
yes,
talking about, like,
it was Maria, yes,
or a statue of like a cutout or something. It was of them, and they were I just really enjoyed their wedding. So I think that between the decor, between just kind of the atmosphere, the venue, of course, it just, I don't know, it rocked.
We will tag Maria. She might be watching. That was a fun wedding.
I love her.
It was. That was cool. You have any? I have to shout out to Iris for a moment because we just heard from Lloyd and Heather. They want to say hi.
I love Lloyd and Heather.
Yes.
I have a story about them.
Yeah. Iris, that was one of Iris's first too.
It was my first on my own.
Yes. You have something
else?
else?
How about we close with this, Lauren?
Yeah.
We'll get you out of here on this note. What you take from your time with Barb Wired and working with these fabulous ladies moving forward, and how you can kind of apply some of these lessons to just everything that's going to be great in your life in the future.
So I'm going to take so much, and I still do. So starting as an intern, I was 18. I was thrown into the deep end. That was a whirlwind, but that was also a great experience for me because throughout any industry, you're going to be sometimes thrown into things without having any idea what's happening. And sometimes you have to make quick decisions. I am continuously being able to apply a lot of the skills that I've learned between critical thinking.
Oh, she frozen right there?
Oh, darn.
She's giving us a great answer. Judah, you have her frozen?
Yeah.
All right. Man, we got a strong answer right there we're going to miss. How about that? Let me throw it to you, Iris. What do you like about working with Lauren?
Oh, gosh, she's very sweet. My strength is logistics. Lauren's strength is decor. I can do decor, but she's excellent at it, and we trust her completely to make things run in that area. And so I like that fact. We share the load, when we're doing different things, and so we each have our strengths. And plus, Lauren's fun, and she's young, and she knows that we're going to direct her wedding someday.
She's a beautiful lady.
She is a beautiful lady.
Yeah.
Did you talk about her modeling?
No. So I don't know when the photos are up.
But she has been a model for us.
Bringing up Vicki, both Lauren and Vicki have modeled for us to do photo shoots. Mm-hmm. So when we do some of the photos I gave to Judah,
those are on screen.
You are going to see our beautiful ladies in wedding dresses. Neither of them are married yet, but they have been brides for us as models. And you'll see some of our other people too. I think Sarah's in there, and we've had a great time. Lauren has been the stylist on all of the photo shoots. So that's how talented she is.
She is very
talented. Our photo
talented.
shoots, that is Lauren.
So we have Vicki on the line.
Vicki!
Hi! I'm giving you a heads up right there. We'd like to welcome Vicki to the broadcast. And before we do, why do you love this fabulous lady, Barbara Lundgren?
Oh, gosh.
Vicki.
How about this? Why do you love this fabulous lady, Iris, and then Barbara Lundgren here? So we get Iris in the mix.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Go, Iris.
Why do I love Barbara?
Why do you love Vicki?
Oh, gosh, Vicki.
We've been
Vicki is a rock star. Vicki, if I have to do any type of event, whether it's a wedding or not, I would want Vicki on my team. No one takes initiative like Vicki. She's mature, she's responsible, she takes care of the details. She doesn't mind working hard, she just jumps in and does it. In stilettos. I don't know how she does that, but she does stilettos. She's fun, just love her. I went on vacation last year and saw her in her new home in Dallas. We've just built great friendships, and she knows I think she's beautiful, she's funny, she works really hard.
Let's bring her in the mix, Jude. Let's get Vicki in the mix. So if you're going to get back in your chair, and we're going to get Vicki and Barbara on the line here. Barbara, introduction to this fabulous person.
I will, and I think we're welcoming someone else to the set, too. Okay, so Vicki came to me, again, from JMU. We've gotten quite a few students from JMU
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and Virginia Tech and UVA. But she came to me, and she said, I need a 400-hour internship in, 3 months? We had 3 months to do it?
Yeah,
And
semester.
and I said, okay, we better get to work really fast. So we did it. We gave her 400 hours. I mean, she practically lived with me. So and she has stayed with me quite a bit. I brought you something, by the way.
Oh, that's amazing.
We have a new guest on
My
the
little
set.
boy's on set, and he's
There
going
we
to learn
go.
how to host the show for a little bit.
Awesome.
Bring Vicki in the mix here. Vicki, passions, hobbies, and interests. What makes you tick over there?
Oh my gosh. So like Barbara said, I joined Barb Wired my senior year of college, and I knew I enjoyed hospitality and thought, oh, wedding planning could be fun. And just kind of jumped in. Like Lauren said, when you're an intern, you kind of get pushed into the deep end. And like Barbara said, it was about 400 hours. So she definitely became my mom for about 4 months. We were together every weekend for 2 or 3 days. And I've just grown to love it. I've also worked on the hotel side, which I love. And, Barbara's been wonderful to introduce me to it and to teach me so much about it. So I love it. I love this industry so much so that, in the years since, I've been with Barbara 10 years now, but, I was living up in Winchester, and I will travel 2 hours down just to come see Barbara and do a wedding for a weekend, because that's how much I love it. It's a fun job. Versus sometimes you get up and you don't want to go to your 9-to-5 job, but this one I was always excited to be there and get to meet a new couple and be with these lovely ladies.
Yeah, she came down. Now, some of us go, oh, I'm not sure I could do a wedding this weekend. And she's driving 2 hours
Yes.
just for fun. That's Vicki.
It is.
And she drives in the middle of the night 2 hours back, and that's what she would do. Unfortunately, she's working out of Dallas right now. She's back home, furloughed for the time, and we are going to try to visit here shortly, hopefully before she goes back. But Vicki is one who takes initiative, and just I can put her on it, and I know it's
You
done.
don't have to worry.
And Lauren as well. They just know what to do. They know what to do, and training as well. What has been your experience with incoming interns?
Like Lauren said, she and I both love the mentor part that we get to do with interns, typically because the interns that come into Barb Wire are people that are really passionate and really want to learn. And that's what I love about being able to teach them and pass on what we know, is that they're asking questions and they want to know and they want to learn, which isn't always the case when you're maybe somewhere else. But interns come in and they're there unpaid for a reason, and it's been great. I also think you learn the most when you're teaching someone else. So when we did have new interns in, I was still learning things because I was teaching them what we've been doing for so long.
What's your favorite venue and why in Charlottesville and Central Virginia?
Oh, there's no such thing. I don't have a favorite. Like Ira said, Vineyards are the place to be. We love Vineyards. Barb and I always have a rosé date whenever I'm in. So if we're at a Vineyard, we're usually getting some wine.
Or in my kitchen.
Yeah, in her kitchen, raiding her stash. So we love Vineyards, but we've been all over. And that's what I loved about joining Barb Wired is getting to see all the different vineyards. You're not in the same place every day. I've worked in hotels also for about 10 years, and you work in the same hotel every day, but when I get to go see Barb, we get to go somewhere new and work with a new team there, and they're beautiful everywhere. Charlottesville's just gorgeous. Can't beat it.
Gorgeous.
It is.
We're so
It
lucky
is.
to live here.
We are.
So lucky.
Yeah. Would you like to share a favorite memory or a scary memory or anything like that?
Scary.
Let's hear the scary one.
Yeah, well, the bad memories are good lessons
Oh, yeah,
for
that's how you learn.
people. That I mean, it's like don't
Failure
do
is true
that.
lessons.
Exactly. Anyway, anything you'd like to share? It's your time.
No, I think I've been really lucky. I mean, I've never had a really horrific memory, like, oh, I would never do that wedding again. There's not one that I wouldn't revisit with you. One of my favorites was our first kind of full 3-day Indian Hindu ceremony.
Whoa.
Yes.
And that was so wonderful because we got to learn so much about culture. And again, it was 3 days and 10 to 12-hour days. But it was beautiful. It was one of the most gorgeous weddings we've ever done. And I remember the family was so welcoming. They wanted to teach us about their ceremonies and their traditions, and to the point that during, the ceremony, we kind of have to step back. We're not doing much during the ceremony, but one of the family members stood with myself and a couple of the directors and interns and explained to us, this is exactly what's happening in the ceremony because it's in another language, and here's what's happening. I think the mother of the bride and the aunts were tying saris for us, and that was just a wonderful experience. They were a great family to work with.
I just learned something. I had no idea they were 3 days and 10 hours a day.
Oh my goodness! And in India, it's a week. Yes.
Wow.
Oh yes. But 3 days. They will do 3 days here,
And you
it's
guys may notice my little boy Trey is here on set, and he's being so far knock on IKEA over here. He's being an angel.
Thanks, Trey.
Yeah. So how many of those types of weddings do you do?
We have done quite a few Indian weddings, and there are several Indian cultures as well. So there are different types of ceremonies, and I learned something with each one. It's they're so much fun, and sometimes you're making. I learned from that wedding. She said, "Well, we have to outdo." She was like at the end of the line of her friends, and she said, "I have to outdo all the rest, all the others."
Wow.
And Dad said, "Okay." I'm like,
Barbara
"This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun." Yes. Great. So they're tons of fun, and they
let's
were an
embarrass Barbara a
exceptional
little bit,
fun.
Vicky. She is an absolute amazing person, and when she comes in here, Vicky, look at what she did for my little boy. She there's candies here, there's little toys here. She's just like this loving, amazing
Fairy
woman.
godmother.
Yeah, she's a fairy godmother. Can you put that in perspective? Maybe like an anecdote or a story or some kind of those feelings that we like to share, Vicky?
You can't put that into words, but it does not surprise me at all that she brought candies and toys. She is everybody's mom, and we just love her to pieces. When I was looking for so many hours with an internship, I had just kind of sent out a spray of emails to every, wedding planner that was in Charlottesville at the time. And Barb was the one who stepped up and said, we'll get it done if you want to come down here and work with us. And she was just so patient and willing to teach you everything she knows. I learned very early on with Barbara, you can't go out in the Charlottesville community and not run into somebody
Seriously.
she knows, because she's so plugged in. She cares so much about this community that we couldn't go out and have lunch without stopping and talking to 2 or 3 people everywhere we went. And she loves the community, and you can tell it by the work that she does.
Thank you, Vicki. You're so sweet. I miss you so much. This is a hard segment for me because we have not been together this year.
There's a
and
lot
we've
of
not
love
worked together
between us.
this year, and I miss you guys. And Vicki's been gone for a couple of years too. I can't remember how long you've been in Dallas, but I miss these gals. I really do. I really do. Jerry, you have some questions for Vicki.
Yeah, how about we get you out of here on this, Vicki? And you've been an amazing, easy, fantastic interview. Just some of the stuff that you're going to remember with your time at Barb Wired. I met Barb through this network, and we had met before, but really got to know her through this network. And then I saw her true character and what she's all about when she helped save the 4th of July.
Right.
And whether she wants to admit this or not, she was instrumental,
Yes.
like a critical component in the fact that Charlottesville and Central Virginia had fireworks on Independence Day in our area. I swear, guys, if you were watching this show and you saw fireworks on the 4th of July, this lady right here, you should be thanking and sending her a Christmas card. So when I saw that, Vicki, I'm like, this woman is like she's like a burst of energy. She's good at organizing. She's good at leading. She has big picture vision. She understands strategy. She can get people involved on a common goal, working for a team goal and an effort. I'm like, I would run through fire for Barbara. And I'm not even at freaking weddings. And I would run through fire for you. I mean, can I throw that whole conversation to you and you go anywhere you want with that, Vicki?
I don't know where to go with it. Yes, no, she's wonderful. We love her. And we'd do anything for her too. And I don't know if you guys have talked about it today, but one of my favorite memories, and all of ours will be Iris, Lauren, and I worked Barbara's son's wedding. And that was it was so wonderful. We love seeing her in work mode, but even more loved seeing her as the mother of the groom and getting to be on the other side of things. So she has so much love for this community, and part of the reason that her son's wedding went so well is everyone loves her. Every vendor that you talk to, has worked with her, and we'd all run through fire for her. And I'm in Dallas now, but when I'm home on the East Coast, she's not done with me. She can't get rid of me. We'll have a wine date still, and if I end up back in this area, she'd be my first call. Oh. She was one of the first ones when I moved to Dallas. Probably within 2 weeks of getting into a new apartment, I got a card from Barbara that was just like, "I'm so proud of you and congratulations on the move and the new job." And she's always thinking about us as her team. And you asked her, what do we call ourselves, and they said team, but it's definitely a family.
That was beautiful.
She she has this, she calls it a planning session every year, but really it's just to bring the whole team over to her house. And she's just embodies that kind of hospitality spirit and wanting to make everybody part of the Barb Wired family.
Oh, I didn't bring my tissues today.
Judith's got some tissues over there.
I know, right?
Even Trey thought that was good.
Thank you, Vicki.
Yeah.
Okay. And we are connecting before you go back to Dallas, okay? All right.
Vicki, you're amazing. Hey, if you were here,
Thank
Vicki,
you.
you'd see Barbara with tears in her eyes.
I know.
You are A+. You made her day special today. Thank you, Vicki.
Thank you.
You guys
Love
have
and
a good day.
hugs.
You too.
Oh.
She was amazing right there.
She is.
Guys, give the show a like and a share on any of those pages you're watching right now. Iris, let's jump you in the mix here.
So she mentioned Jeff's wedding, so I know that my son's wedding.
Yes.
She and I know.
You want me to talk
Iris
wanted
would
that
wanted
wedding?
to talk about that a little bit.
I
would
do.
love to hear that.
Well, of course, any wedding I do is special, but especially when it's for a friend, and Barb is not just my boss, she's my friend. And so to be asked to direct your friend's son's wedding,
That's big time.
it's huge.
Yeah.
And so I said, Barb,
It was challenging too, for me to be a mom and not not a control
we did have to tell her what to do a few times,
I was
Jerry.
gonna say.
We had to tell her to stop. We've got this. But I told her, Barb, I want to do Jeff and Kelly's wedding, but I have to have Vicki and Lauren. I told her I had to have Vicki and Lauren because they're the best. And it was just great fun. So it was October 1st of 2016. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
That's when we did it. It was great fun. And Jerry, what made it more special was that not only was I the director, I was also a guest at that wedding. Barb has welcomed me into
Andre
her
was
family,
yeah.
so my husband and I were there. And so I directed the wedding, got them all down the aisle, we did the reception, and then it reached a point, and Vicki and Lauren said, Iris, sit down, just go, we've got this. So I did, I became a guest.
That's beautiful.
And I danced the night away.
And that's another thing about Iris is we're at a wedding, and once the music starts, she's over at the side, and she's just
She's bopping.
she's
Oh,
always,
yeah, man.
and she gets pulled out on the dance floor by a guest. You never know. You never know. It's fun. She's always rocking.
Love it.
Now, were you able to relax for your son's wedding?
I did.
She did.
Yes. Thanks to Tish at Eric
Eric
Stamer's,
Stamer, again, our
catering.
favorite. One of our favorites.
She said, "What are you drinking?" And it was the rosé. She kept the rosé, and it was a wonderful,
It was
wonderful
wonderful.
time. Yes,
It was.
we had a great time.
And I have to tell you, Jerry, not only did I do Jeff and Kelly's wedding, the next summer I did Gary and Liz's wedding.
My
another
second son, smaller.
Smaller, but
Second
Lauren was
marriage.
with me to direct that wedding as well. So it's very special to have that honor to direct the wedding of your friend's child.
That's beautiful.
The most wonderful day of their lives. It was very special.
How about the relationship you develop with some of your clients and the families you work alongside?
Oh,
I mean, because
golly.
you're working
Oh,
alongside
boy.
these folks for a year and change in some cases, right?
Oh my gosh! And I have now. I know Barb has lots of stories, but I have to say this because they already gave a shout out. And I was going
Lloyd,
to
yes.
Heather, the Lamb Rittner wedding, Labor Day weekend. Heather and Lloyd. It was the first wedding I directed for Barb Wired on my own. So I was nervous, even though I've done weddings for years. But that is a cherished memory. I was at Montfair Farm. It was
At
wonderful.
capacity. Full
Yeah, it
capacity.
was at
That's a great
capacity.
spot.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful spot. But they're just such a loving, precious couple. Just enjoyed meeting with them and working with them, and I still cherish that. And we have maintained connection since then. So we've had dinner with them. I really love Lloyd and Heather. Thanks for letting me be a part of your team that
And
weekend.
they're watching.
Yes.
watching, yeah.
How
Yes.
amazing is social media when it's used
Yes.
for the good?
Yes.
I have so many connections on Facebook, and I watch the babies being born, and I hear from some of the moms. Sometimes they just check in on me, and say, how are you doing in COVID and all of that, and we miss you, and my other daughter's getting married in another state, and I wish you were there, and things like that.
I know.
So it gets kind
Wonderful
of crazy.
people.
But I just love staying in touch with them. We really do create bonds.
The common theme throughout the whole show has been probably in one word: family.
Yes,
With you
I
guys,
agree.
absolutely.
I mean, you guys have it's palpable of how the connection between you two here, and I respect that. I appreciate that. So, what do you think, Iris? I threw this question earlier in the show. Where are we going to go from here? You thinking 2021 is going to be a banner year?
Banner, 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 banner?
Yeah.
Or banner, banner?
I think it's going to be banner. I want to see some 2 on a Saturday,
Well-
one on a Friday, one on a Sunday.
And how about Tuesday or Wednesday? I
Right?
mean, I think it's going to be so much pent up
Demand.
demand
Yeah.
and emotion. I need to get married. I want to get, and of course, we ladies in particular, we have this dream, this lifelong vision, this dream of the wedding that
The
I want to
perfect day.
have, the perfect day, and they want that, and I certainly understand that. And some people will wait as long as necessary. I think some people will get married now or sooner, in a small setting, but then they'll still want to have a great celebration.
We have some friends that are pushing not only their wedding back, but getting pregnant, starting family. So, I mean, 2021, Barbara,
Right.
banner year?
I think we're going to take off in the spring. I think so. I think we'll take off in the
And
spring.
then into 22, it has to spill over because you can't fill all those people into 21.
Is that what you think?
I think so. Yeah. And most of our colleagues are saying that. That's where we'll be. Yeah, we'll be okay.
Okay.
We got to get
Of
through
course,
this year.
it's going to come back. It has to come
New
back.
Year's
I mean,
Eve is going to be rocking.
it will pass. Oh my God.
Weddings-wise?
No, just
No,
kidding.
to get through
just
the
to get to 21.
Your bourbon and your champagne. Yeah, Trey agrees.
You're right, Trey.
Trey says New Year's Eve is going to be rocking. You'll be up till 7:30 that night, big.
That's right.
Daddy will have the champagne and the bourbon. Barbara, I am, just so hopeful for your industry. I love meeting the people that you've introduced through your show. I mean, so many important people in the supply chain here. So many that are 1 and 2 people businesses.
Right.
Yep.
That are often overlooked.
You're
Yes.
right.
You know,
You're right,
that should
Jerry.
not be overlooked.
That are hurting right now.
That are hurting.
Very, very much
Yes.
Right,
hurting. Right.
solopreneurs.
Yes.
Yes.
1 and 2 people
Yes.
businesses.
Yes.
How about a message for all them, Barbara?
Like me, hang in there. It will get better. It will get better.
It will get better. Draw
you
on your
just
support team. Draw on your
draw
friends.
And I spoke to a photographer yesterday who had not known about some of the things that I had with government programs. So if you need some help, I
You're
can.
saying with the
yeah.
paperwork and
The
opportunities.
paperwork, I went through the small business,
Idle.
anyway. Yeah, well, yeah, but we have an organization here for small business. And if you want to get in touch with me, I'm happy to refer you. They have been a tremendous help to me. So if you need some more help, the help is still out there.
You know what I think that's
So.
called, right?
Yeah.
That's the new CVille. The new consulting service waiting
Yeah.
to happen right there.
Yeah.
Ah,
yeah.
I like the way you think, Jerry.
It's the new CVille waiting to happen right
Yes,
there.
yes.
Iris, your thoughts? How about a message for everybody that's watching?
I think it's so important. You have to stay connected to people that care about you and that you care about. Barb and I have been through great highs and great lows, professionally and personally. We're friends. We have laughed together. We have cried together over issues, but we've done it together. And so you have to stay connected to people. Don't isolate. No man is an island. You can't do it on your own. You really need people around you to help. Even if you may have one person, pick up the phone and say, hey, can you just talk to me? I need some guidance. I need some strength. Barb has called on me many times. We believe in prayer. You just need people to love you, to remind you how wonderful and amazing you are as an individual, not just as an entrepreneur, but as an individual. You're wonderful, you're amazing, and you're going to get through this. Just keep moving. Don't sit down and stop. Just keep moving.
Nice. Iris, you have a wonderful way with words.
Oh, thanks.
See why I love her?
Yeah, that's beautiful. Amen. Trey loved that too.
Thanks, Trey. You're great.
Trey is
That's
great.
a good boy.
Daddy's coming to work, or baby's coming to daddy's work
Yeah.
today. Barbara Lundgren, what are you thinking here? What do you have in store for next week?
Next week, Aaron Watson is coming.
Ooh.
Yeah.
My neighbor.
Yes, Aaron Watson's coming. Well, he'll be on screen for us. And I still have another slot to fill, and I have one to confirm. So
Nice. I
Yeah.
think Aaron's doing a couple weddings.
he is, and he has
He's
some stories
very
for
good.
us. Yes,
He's very
yes,
good.
He's done some
yes.
couple
I
weddings
do
over.
want to mention in the scroll of photos I had today that we had Jeff Gleason. Our photographers were Jeff Gleason and Dominique Attaway and Jim Carpenter.
Ooh.
So I want to mention them and thank them for those.
You want to scroll those again, JW? We can get them
And
back on screen.
yeah, show our beautiful models.
Okay,
And
they're on screen.
don't miss Vicky's shoes. And just and one thing that we touched on, but we learn with every wedding. I mean, we never arrive with what we do. There's something to learn with everyone because
Absolutely.
everyone is so different. It's never cookie cutter. And we learn from each other. And thank you, Iris, for being you.
Thank you, darling. You know I love you.
And thank you. I love you. And thank you, Lauren and
Vicki.
all of
Vicki.
it. And
We
Vicki.
love them.
Yeah.
And-
Vicki from was she in Texas? No, she's
No,
not.
she's
No,
in Winchester.
in
Right now.
Winchester right
Which-
now. She's furloughed right now, but hopefully going back pretty soon. We saw Sarah in the pictures, and the rest of the team are Hannah. She is in New York right now, and She has been a strong, strong leader and director. Rona's moving up as a director. We'd hoped to get her trained this year. Didn't have anything to train on. But hi, Rona. I think she's watching. We had Sarah. Sarah's moving up to director. Joan and Abby and Megan and Stephanie are always there to assist and very flexible with us and on the schedule. Haven't seen them this year, but unfortunately. And we have a new intern coming on. Her name is Emmy. And so I'm going to be training her very soon.
You got an army.
Well, yeah, we rotate. We
Yeah.
rotate on
You need the options.
based on availability. Yeah, but they travel from state to state to come and help us. So it's fun for them. Something
Did you ever
different.
think you'd see it like this? This many people, this big? It's an
I've
impressive
had more.
operation.
I've had more.
Yeah?
Yeah. And Megan's in Scotland. She's on her way back. She's been studying in Scotland. She's on her way back next month, and looking forward to having her back. So yeah, just a great team. Great, wonderful. We've had as many as 15 working with us at one time, but we were doing a lot more weddings at as many as 30 some a year. Now we're about down to 15 on a normal year, but larger planning pieces. Yeah.
Sure. Well, you were amazing.
Thanks,
thank you for
Jerry.
joining
So
us.
glad to be with all of you.
Yeah, you guys
Judah,
were
too.
amazing. Yeah, Judah Whitcower is our director.
And Trey.
And
Trey,
Trey, our
awesome
special
boy.
guest, extra special
You did a good
guest.
job today. Do you have anything to say to anybody? Say it into the microphone. What do you want to say? Anything? Say hello? Yeah? That's good.
He's beautiful.
He's smiling.
So handsome.
This is the Virginia Wedding and Event Showcase. It's presented by Barb Wired and Keswick Vineyards, guys. Families go to Keswick Vineyards to have fun. I do it with our son and our wife and my wife. And Barb Wired
One of
and
our
her
favorites.
business are amazing. Barb Wired, guys. Thank you very much, Barbara.
Thank you. Thank you.
You
Thanks
guys-
for letting me brag on my ladies.
Thanks, Barb.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You guys have a good Thursday. We'll see you next week on the Virginia Wedding and Event Showcase. Take care.
Bye.
Good job. Good job. I'll give you some more.
He did really well.
You did.
He
You did a
did.
great job. You can take over for Daddy sooner than we thought.
Did you say hi to Barbara?
It's so cute.
That's a good one. Irish great too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Barb.
Thank you, Iris.
I'll have to
You
watch
did
it again so I can